Well, he's been dubbed the Russian Rambo by the Western media. Young soldier Alexander Prokhorenko was killed when he called in an airstrike on his own position after being surrounded by Islamic State in Syria. Many people are hailing the 25-year-old as a hero. Adding to that status, there's been a transcript circulating online claiming to reveal the last words of the soldier. It's not been possible to authenticate the recording.
I'm surrounded. They're outside. I don't want them to take me hostage. Conduct the airstrike. They'll make a mockery of me and this uniform. I want to die with dignity and take these bastards with me. Please, it's my last wish. Conduct the airstrike. They'll kill me either way.
Please confirm your request.
They're outside. This is the end, Commander. Thank you. Tell my family and my country I love them. Tell them I was brave and I fought till the end. Please take care of my family. Avenge my death. Goodbye, Commander. Tell my family I love them.
The story struck a chord with the media and social network users, but one French couple was so moved by the soldier's bravery they decided to send their family's World War II medals to his grieving relatives. They sent a letter to the Russian embassy in France explaining they were devastated by the death of Lieutenant Prokhorenko. The couple called him a hero and said they're thinking of his family. They also offered their support and said their hearts are with them.
This elderly couple from a small French town have never been to Russia, but they have a Russian flag outside their front door. They made it by adapting a French flag, which is also blue, white and red, in tribute to a Russian soldier who died in the Syrian city of Palmyra.
What he did was truly heroic. The man gave his life for his country.
25-year-old Special Forces Lieutenant Alexander Prokhorenko was on a reconnaissance mission in Palmyra, seeking out targets for Russian bombing raids against Islamic State. But when he found himself surrounded by the jihadists and facing certain capture, he called in an airstrike on himself.
I wonder what he was thinking at that moment. He must have told himself, I have to destroy those terrorists. Was he thinking about his own life? I don't think so. I'm sure he was thinking of his family.
Prokhorenko was proclaimed a hero of the Russian Federation after his death. But now his pregnant wife and parents have received 2 more awards from this couple. Outraged at the French media's silence about what the young officer did, they decided to send their family's treasured military honors from the Second World War, including a rare Legion of Honor medal.
Honestly, I couldn't hide my emotions. It brought me to tears.
The Russian ambassador in Paris says many French citizens share the grief of the hero's family. The embassy has been receiving letters and money from all over France, an act of solidarity between 2 nations that are fighting a common enemy. Marie van Oshna, RT.
Well, I'm joined live now by RT's Nadira Tudor in the studio. Nadira, what's the latest updates in that city of Palmyra?
Well, in the ancient city of Palmyra, which is laden with a huge amount of history, it was under ISIL control since last May, and it was liberated on the 27th of March by Syrian government forces. Now, a team of Russian specialists have been aiding the Syrian forces in a clean-up operation to get rid of mines in the area, in both residential and historic sites there. It's been a difficult operation. It's taken 3 weeks, and the reason for that is that obviously the historic places have been in a delicate state and they didn't want to create further damage to those areas. The Russian experts, when they got there, were pleasantly surprised in some ways. It wasn't as badly damaged as they expected. What we can do is have a quick look at a summary for you.
Russian engineer forces have completed the mission to demine the historic area.
The crossroads between Damascus and the ISIL de facto capital is Raqqa. So from a strategic point of view, it's very important that they managed to push ISIL back out of that city. Also, it's important in a symbolic term. Huge historical significance, as I said before. It was occupied by several empires before: the Greek, the Roman, the Persian, the Ottoman, the Arab, and there are remains of huge temples and monuments and artifacts. Obviously, some of it was destroyed and damaged by the militants, but, you know, it was mentioned in the works of Pliny the Elder, some of the oldest writings that we know of in history. So this operation is a very important step in the right direction towards restoration. It will allow that restoration to take place of this very important World Heritage Site.
Indeed, and certainly what appears to be quite a big turning point as well in that Syrian civil war. RT's Nadir Atuda, thanks for joining us in the studio today.